Hey, YouTubers out there, it's Metal Scourge here, and I'm here to give you another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. So, before we get started, I'd like to just say this deck is very trolly, and it's meant to have an answer to everything and negate everything, and while you're getting benefits, your opponent's like being trash and absolutely screwed over. So, without further ado, let's do this deck profile on my counter fairies. So, just give me a second here. But yeah, counter fairies are, like I said, you have a bunch of counter traps, you have a few monsters. I added my own variant. This is my own variant, and I wouldn't really play this deck if you kind of want to lose friends. That's a figure of speech. I mean, if you're tough and if you and your friends are tight, you guys can do whatever you want. But this deck is very trolly, especially with some of the new support cards. All right, so without further ado, we will start my counter fairies. We run 3 Bountiful Artemis. 1, 2, and 3. This card, while it may not seem like much, let's zoom in there. This card, while it may not seem like much, it's actually an extremely good card. I don't know if you guys can see that, but basically, every time a counter trap's activated while this card's face up on the field, you immediately draw 1 card, even during a chain. So, like, if let's say you play a counter trap like Dark Bribe to stop something, and then they Dark Bribe you back, that'd be 2 cards. So, really great hand consistency, and you run 3, no less. Next, I play 2 Harvest Angel of Wisdom. It's a level 4. It's pretty good. When it's destroyed, you can add 1 used counter trap in your graveyard back to your hand. But that's only when it's destroyed by battle, fortunately. But yeah, so you can get some of your counter traps back, and you run quite a few. So 2. I do 2 or 3. I run 3 Melteal Sage of the Sky. Him comboed along with Artemis is amazing because he has 2 effects. I don't use the field spell that's required for this effect, but I use the first effect. But his effect is every time a counter trap is activated, I immediately gain 1,000 life points. So he's a really nice way to recycle your life points, since some of these counter traps do require life point costs or discarding. So nice to have that there. Next we do run a Pendulum Engine. And I'm sorry, I've actually made a mistake. You actually run 3 Harvest Angel of Wisdom. You can run 2 or 3. I choose to run 3. For the Pendulum Engine, we only run 2 Pendulums, because we run 3 Guiding Ariadne, in case you don't know what she does. Basically, her Pendulum effect is I don't have to pay life points or discard to activate counter trap cards. And then her monster effect is when she's destroyed by battle or card effects, I can search 3 counter traps and add them back to my hand. So yeah, she's good in the Pendulum scale. And then with the other Pendulum monster we play 1 Luster. He's a scale 5. but he's good with Ariadne because his effect is if you have another card in your Pendulum Scale, you can destroy it and then add a new copy. So once I get him, Luster, you can pop Ariadne, search for another one, and then you can Pendulum Summon level 4 since Ariadne is a scale 3. So really nifty combos you can do there. Search her out. I run 2 Thunder King. He can negate special summons of a monster, and neither player can actually add stuff from their deck to their hand, so that kind of locks people down. And he has 1900 attack points. That's not bad, except by drawing. You can draw cards, but other than that, you can't add stuff. Let's see here. I run 2 Banisher of the Radiance. You can run Banisher of Light. I prefer Banisher of the Radiance better because it's Banisher of the Light has the same effect, but Banisher of the Radiance has more offense than defense. And the other one's a level 3, and it's just easier to play, so you can normal summon him. He has decent offense. But yeah, he banishes all cards that are sent to the graveyard, but you do have a way to get back your banished monsters while they can't. So I run him at 2. One Layered Liberator. He's going to be our way to get back our banished monsters. Every time a counter trap's activated while he's face up, I can add 2 of my remove from play or banish fairy type monsters back from my hand, and the name of this deck is Counter Fairies, so it's pretty cool. One Dimensional Alchemist. He banishes cards from the top of your deck to gain 500 attack points, but when he's destroyed, a fairy type can go back from your banished pile to your hand, so it's pretty cool. Now I run some of the more powerful cards. There's multiple boss monsters in this deck with the new support that came out. I also run 1 Archlord Christia. You can special her when you have 4 fairies in your graveyard. Neither player can special summon monsters. I mean, they'll kind of screw you over with because you do XE, but you only run 1 of her just for consistency because she's a level 8 and you will have to tribute for her, most likely. Now, some of the powerful cards. I run some interesting choices, but they are fairies and they're really good. I run 1 Sandion the Time Lord. Now, for all these Time Lords, you notice they have 0 attack and defense. Well, they're level 10, so normally you're thinking, well, I have to tribute. No, you don't with his effect. They can be normal summon without tributing if you control the monsters. And they all have effects where you can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and you take no damage from it. So they're all really nice. Each one has a different effect. Like this one is a life equalizer. So basically, if my life points are 4,000 or less than 4,000, and he attacks or is attacked, at the end of the battle phase, I can make my life points 4,000. So he's really nice. And then during my standby phase, he's shuffled back to the deck. 1 Metaion, the Time Lord. Same effect as Sandion, can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, But instead, his effect, he, at the end of the battle phase, shuffle all monsters back into each other's decks and inflict 300 for each. Lazion, when he attacks or is attacked, you can target one. You can shuffle one card back in the field without targeting, and then inflict 500. And then once during your opponent's draw phase, once per turn, you can inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent when they draw a card. So, and then you shuffle back in the deck as well. Then we run Zephion the Time Lord. She shuffles all your opponent's spell and traps back into the deck when she is attacked or is attacked. So it's pretty nice. Back row removal. And if she's sent to the graveyard, I can draw one card. Then we have Camion the Time Lord. I'm sorry, he's the one that shuffles, targets, and shuffles back in the deck. Lazion shuffles your opponent's graveyard back in the deck. My bad. This is the guy that targets and shuffles and inflicts 500. And your opponent can't activate card response and effect activation. And then we have one Time Maiden. Time Maiden's effect, it can be you treat as 2 tributes for a Time Lord monster. I contribute this card. Add 1 Time Lord monster 0 attack from my deck to my hand. I can banish a card from my graveyard. Special summon 1 Time Lord from my deck, ignoring summoning conditions. But I can't special summon other monsters I turn to activate that effect. So, she's pretty cool. And you can special summon if you control more monsters. So, it's pretty cool. Now we'll move on to the traps. The spell and traps, I mean. So, well, some of these aren't counter traps, they're good traps. So we have 1 Floodgate Trap Hole. Effects: when a monster would be summoned, or monsters, when your opponent would summon their monsters, change that monsters, and it's in an S to face down defense position. Monsters summoned by this effect. Monsters change face down their defense, cannot change their battle positions. Really nice. And that's a normal or special summon. It's not a counter trap though, unfortunately, but then we have, I don't, keep in mind I also don't have Solemn Strike. If I had 3 of those would be nice, but they're still expensive right now. So my best option for negating summons, 3 Grandhorn Heaven. When your opponent would special summon the monsters during your opponent's main phase, you can negate the summons of those monsters, destroy them, and then and your opponent draws 1 card, and then it ends the main phase. Meaning, if you use it main phase 1, they have to go into main phase 2 if they have no monsters. So it's pretty cool. I like it. One Wiretap just negates the activation of a trap card, and then we'll shuffle it back into the deck. Nothing biggie, nothing too big, just negating stuff. Sorry about the light. Solemn Warning, because it's limited and Solemn Warning's a good card. Pay 2,000 life points to get the special summon of a monster or spell or trap that would be able to special summon the monster. Pretty self-explanatory. Chaos Trap Hole is also pretty self-explanatory. I used to run 2, but now I'm running 1 to make room for my deck because this is a little bit over 40 cards, but it's pretty well put together. I mean, but anyway, this you pay 2,000 life points. You can negate the negate the summon and banish that monster. It's pretty cool. We have one Mirror Force, although that can be any Mirror Force. I'll just stick with normal Mirror Force right now, because when you play with Counter Fairies and you have a bunch of low-level beaters, it's like use Quaking and it just shuffles them back or flips them face down. Well, you don't want to attack them because then they can't activate their effect. So it's like sitting duck. So I just prefer Mirror Force. Gets the job done. Blows them all up. I play 3 Ultimate Providence. Multiversal spell card, or trap card, I mean. When opponent's monster effect is activated, or spell or trap would be activated, discard the same type, negate the activation to destroy it. It's pretty cool. Drastic drop off negates draw power when your opponent will add a card to their hand, including during the draw phase. So, yeah, you can literally force them to discard. 1 Divine Wrath negates an effect. Activation of a monster destroys it. And then for more spell and trap negations, we have 1 Dark Bribe and 1 7 Tools. So that's all for the traps right now. Now we're going to do spells. We don't have very many spells right now. We only have 5 spells. We have 2 Pot of Duality for draw power. In case you don't know what that does, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You can add 1 to your hand, and then shuffle the other back in your deck. One day piece, more draw power, but I like its effect where neither player takes any damage until the end of your opponent's next turn. So basically, if you play on your turn, you have 2 turns. You don't take damage till the end of your opponent's turn. So meaning you basically get a free turn with that card. You can only play 1 though. It's limited. But it's a pretty nice card. 1 Moonmirror Shield. Really nice. Basically it makes your opponent's monster, or it makes your monster, or opponent's monster, depends on who you equip it to. It makes their attack and defense equal to the monster's attack and defense during damage calculation, but it's always going to be 100 points higher. So if their attack is 26 and your attack is 100, then your monster attack will be 27. And if it's the defense mode, whichever's higher. And Mage Power, because there are times where you will have a bunch of back row, and just that card, because you have your pendulums, you can get a monster up to like 5,000 attack points very easily with this card. And that's all for the main deck. Now for the extra deck, we mainly have Rank Force. We have a few level 10 monsters in here, but mainly Rank Force. 1 Rank 5 if you want to play Rank Up Magic. But we have Ragnar Zero. I actually like Ragnar Zero because it's a good card. During either player's turn, when a monster would have a different attack than its original, you can detach 1 and then negate the activation and destroy it, and then draw a card. So +1. Starly Pilodynamo. He's a nice card. You can basically change 1 monster's attack to 0 and negate its effects by detaching 2. And if he's destroyed, I can draw 1 card. Utopia, pretty self-explanatory. Detach 1 XE material, negate an attack. When he's targeted for an attack, he's without any XE material, he's automatically destroyed. But he's nice. Utopia's nice. I run 2 Fairy Cheer Girl. Draw power. They're not my most powerful XEs, but draw power. Number 32, Starkdrake. He actually has a pretty nifty effect. When he destroys a monster by battle, you can detach a material, special summon that monster that you just destroyed. It can attack it again, and he can attack it again, but the monster monster that you special summon by that effect loses 1,000 attack, and you have to special and face up attack mode. So basically, he can just bitch slap you twice. I mean, be like, oh, it's destroyed. Nope. Detach. Attack again. So he's pretty nice. He requires three level 4 materials. I think he's 2,800, so it's pretty cool. Kind of bring him back and slap you in the face sort of card. Illuminate. Send 1 card from your hand. He kind of shuffles and draws. Send 1 card from your hand, draw a card. I haven't used this one yet, Unformed Void, but it seems good. During your opponent's main phase, you can detach and it gains attack and defense equal to the total attack all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. And it's not until the end of the turn either. It's permanent. So that's pretty cool. We run another Utopia. We also run a Burner Visor. I mean, it's nice because he can equip himself, and then the equip monster can attack directly. You can only equip to another XD, and then you can discard for more burn damage. Cool card. One Castel. He's your way out for a lot of things. You can just shuffle one card back in the deck and target, and get rid of some really pesky cards. I like Castel. Then we have number 98, Antitopian. You can detach one XE material during either player's turn, and then change a monster defense. And then you can also use a Utopia monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and attach him to XE material, and then gain. Oh, my bad. I thought it said gain 1250, but never mind. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You can use it as. And then last but not least, our Star Seraph Sentry. You can detach one and target one monster on the field and negate its effects. And if you've been destroyed, you can literally detach all its material. Any battle damage you take for the turn is halved. So, pretty good combos. But yeah, definitely try this deck out. I mean, people will. I have friends who sometimes hate me for building this deck. I mean, it's my version, and it's probably you can take it to tournaments if you want. I haven't really tried it out in a tournament. I just kind of go and hang out, but I still go to the tournaments and do some tournament stuff once in a while. And I actually think this deck will actually be good when Link format comes out. So, in a couple weeks. So yeah, feel free to give it a try. And with that being said, I'd like to wish you guys a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day. And like I said before, hope you hit that subscribe button and tell your friends about me. I can be a pretty cool guy. With that, Metal Scourge out here.